Hi everyone, I'm here with Bernardo Lorenzo, the creator of The Black Thread, or how do you say it in Argentinian? Sorry, Bernardo.
Yes, in Argentina is el hilo negro.
That's it, thank you. And I've just got a few questions for him and I'm excited to ask him. Here we go. So question number one for you, Bernardo.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask just a general question about your main sources of it and inspirations whilst you were creating the film.
Yes, the main sources. Can you explain me better the question?
Yeah. Like when you were coming up with the idea for the film.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
what type of films were you watching? What's going through your head?
Yes, when I was saying to you that it's a university project, so we have so many limitations to make this film. We have to make in one space.
Oh, wow.
We have to make the story that with 8 lights only to
8
do the
lights. Oh my goodness.
yes, to do the photograph of the film. So we in the with the group of people we worked in the film, we said so many ideas, and then I wrote the script with all these limitations. And then we passed to the pre-production. So we have to found so many stuff to make this scenography, and the dolls, the telephone, the lights, those all this stuff. You understand me what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. It was quite you had a lot of limitations when you were creating a movie, but
yes.
It led to a lot of innovation, is what it sounds like, using your head to get around these limitations that
yes,
you had.
they are the photograph director, Maria Angelica. You have to think a lot to solve this problem.
Well, it really paid off. I can't believe you only used 8 lights for the movie, especially when the lighting was so good, you know?
Yes. The lighting, when she hear what are you saying, she's going to say, oh, the lighting of the short film it has so many good critics about this.
Oh, well, it's excellent, and especially for the budget limitations that you have. I just wanted to touch on the set design, actually, if that's okay. It's really interesting. It's the first thing I noticed about the film, the way the set was laid out. It's almost made to look like a theater stage. Was this intentional, or was it just what you were working with?
No, it was. You said that the lighting like a theater.
Yeah, it looked like a theater. Yeah.
yes. It's intentional. Instead, that this is not a real space. It was built to make the film. This house doesn't exist. Whoa. It's a scenography. We made it. I think that. One of the best things about we made is that we built this stage and we record the short film in 1 day.
1 day? Wow.
No, not in 1 day. We made this in 9 hours.
A stage in 9 hours now. That's impressive.
Yes, and we record all the takes in about 5 hours.
So this was a very quick movie to make. You did it quite fast. Yeah.
we don't have retakes of anything. I think only 2 or 3 retakes.
1 take and you're done. That's how professional you
are. Yes. We have with the actresses. We have a previous lecture of the script, and we practice the dialogues, because that we know that we are going to have one day to make. We have to
Wow.
practice a lot.
It was really crunch time when it came to actually creating the movie, and you just had to do it one day sort of thing. It's
Yes, I think this is one of the great things that I like to the film, because that we can do it in one day because of the work, the hard work of all the team.
Well,
We were about 15 persons in the set, and we hard work all day.
Well, it really shows from the final product. I can't believe you did it in such a short amount of time. I'm really impressed, and it came out as well as it did. But I just wanted to ask a bit about the soundtrack, actually, if you don't mind.
Yes.
To me, it sounds really 80s inspired with its use of synth. And other things reminded me of that, like the design of the box when opened was reminiscent of films from that era. Did this style of horror from the 80s influence your film in any way, or am I just way off the mark on this one?
No, yes. This I talked with Ignacio Mendoza, that is the musician that made the soundtrack, and I gave him some examples that I want, or that I expected to, or that I want for the soundtrack. I am older. I have 14 years.
No.
And I remember one song from the 80s in the opening of a very famous, that it's from America, B Invasion, Extraterrestrial Invasion.
Wow.
And I remember the music of the opening of that program. So I gave to Ignacio to hear this, and I said that I think that this kind of sound I was expecting, because it sounds a little 80s and it sounds a little dark. So
and it fits well with the style of the film, in my opinion.
Yes,
you know,
yes. It's set. It's placed in the 80s in Buenos Aires. And well, this was an amazing job from the director of art, Micaela, that he found a lot of this stuff, and Karina, that they were the girls who made the art of the film, and it was incredible.
Wow, it was really good.
Instead, the work of the producers, Mariana and Dolores, that they found a lot of this stuff too.
Sounds like the producers doing their work then, you know. Really good job.
Thank you.
Yes. Well done, Maria.
It was a hard work.
I just wanted to ask about finally,
yes.
and tell me if I'm saying this wrong. I think her name is Leticia Ramos in the film. Yeah, I've just thought she was so good. She pulled off some excellent acting throughout the film. I just want to ask you, how was directing her through the role that you wrote?
Yes, Leticia, there is yes, Leticia, but it's anécdota, no me sale, sorry, I'm trying to translate one word, anécdota. Bueno, there is something curious about Leticia, that she not was the original actress that was selected to play the role.
No, wow, I didn't know.
No, yeah, she some days before that we record this film, we record another film with Leticia, and 4 or 5 days before that we have to do the record, the actress that was selected said to us that he can't do.
No, that's soon close to production. Oh.
Yes, and we think in Leticia instantly, and we call she, and she made an incredible play.
She
was
stole the film. It was amazing.
Yes, she's dark, so dark in his eyes. It's incredible.
She is just something else, isn't she?
So we don't have so many time to work with she in this role. I gave the script and she read and she made this incredible.
She must have had like 4 days to remember the script. Then that's really impressive.
Yes,
Oh
no,
my goodness,
it's incredible because and she always do the takes perfectly.
wow! Every time.
If we have to repeat, it was for about some mistake of the team that were making the film, but she never make a mistake. It was incredible.
Not even once. That is impressive. Oh wow.
Yes.
She is someone to
yes.
hold on to, that's for sure. She's an impressive actress.
Yes.
Well,
I'm going to ask her that the critics that he was great.
Well, you can tell her I loved her. She was amazing.
Okay.
Oh, I just wanted to know as well. Have you got any more movies in the pipeline now? Is there anything else you're working on, or is it a bit? Go on.
Yes, if I have another movies after this, you asking this.
Oh yeah, I was just asking if you were planning anything in the future.
This film was finished on May of 2019, past year, and then I made another film, another short film.
So you've already been busy.
Yes, and it's called Arc Resists in English.
Oh, nice.
It's about it's a dystopian film. Well, I finished this year in the post-production. I finished in. I don't finish. It was finished by the team on May of this year.
Oh wow! Just before the lockdown, sort of time.
And well, yes, of course. And yes, I presented to some festivals, and now I'm waiting if I have any selection.
If it's anything like the Black Thread, I've got my fingers crossed for you. I'm sure it'll get through, and I can't wait to check it out myself. Where can people follow you if they want to keep a tabs on your filmmaking? Do you have anywhere you post or anything like that, Bernardo?
Yes, they can find me in Facebook or Instagram. I have to see my Instagram because I don't remember the name, but. My Instagram is Bernardo Lorenzo 6280.
Brilliant. I'm sure we'll all be following you soon.
Yes, I will text you.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to receive a text from you. Oh, thank you very much.
Well, so
yeah,
you understand me when I'm talking in English.
Yeah, you've got very good English, I'd say. No worries about that. You. It's very well done. Well, and again, thank you so much for submitting your film, for talking to me in the interview. Well, I can't wait to show it as part of the festival. So thank you again, Bernardo.
Well, no, it's a pleasure, and thank you to you and the team of the festival, because it's an honor to be selected.
We're glad to have you. Hopefully this won't be the last time we chat as well. I'll hopefully speak to you again soon at another festival.
I hope. Well, I'm going to be seeing I'm going to be waiting the links to see the festival.
They will be posted straight to you, Bernardo. Don't worry. We're releasing out October 31st, Halloween. So get ready.
Not in October 29.
No, we were doing the 29th, but we've changed to the 31st now.
Okay.
So
Halloween night.
Halloween night. There couldn't be a spookier night to release it.
Okay. Better. It sounds better.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you for speaking to me again, Bernardo. And I'll see you too when I see you, okay? See you guys later.
Mariana.
See you later, Mariana. It's nice meeting you.
Thank you.
No, I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye-bye. Bye.
See you later.
with Hannah Absalom, the creator of Two Sparrows for Farthing, and I just have a few questions for her. I just want to start by saying what a relief this film was when me and Dave happened upon it. It's the epitome of attention breaker. The whole time we were spent watching the film, the suspense, it just builds up to this crazy point where you're expecting a jump scare. Only for the tension to be cut with the comedy. It's so great. It's ingenious. I was just wondering, what's your opinion on jump scares in modern horror films today?
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, it makes me laugh too. So I'm glad somebody else laughs at it.
Oh, it was so funny.
Oh, good. Yeah, a bit of an odd one, I guess, because I actually typically don't really like jump scares so much because I feel like they get overused so much. I don't mind a jump scare if it has like an actual meaning or it's building up to something or it's going to be replicated later in the film and actually come to something. But when it's just like
hand on the shoulder,
yeah, come on again. Like it's going to be a jump scare now.
It's your next door neighbor coming over. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, exactly. You know it's going to be a jump scare before it even happens. Like you just know the rule.
It's like all in the music, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like we know the rules of it. I kind of wanted to play on that a little bit. Like I feel like the films can seem a little bit serious and a little, a bit grandiose. So I kind of like to rip into myself a little bit. Not take it too seriously, just have it.
Oh, I love the unserious tone it takes because you think you're watching it, you're like, it's going to be so serious, this film, and then right at the end, it hits you. It's so good.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I'd call it the opposite of a jump scare, like the anti-jump scare, but it's amazing. I love it. I have to give this type of scare like a whole new name just to anyway.
I'll copyright that.
Patented, Hannah. But I also wanted to ask something else that really struck me about the movie was the really impressive stop motion in the film. I really loved it. Have you had much experience of using stop motion in the past, or was this your first attempt?
So for the last 3 films that I've done, I've used stop motion, and I started with stop motion. It doesn't sound very good because basically I had no sort of training with cameras or editing software, any kind of videoing. I thought, oh God, how am I meant to like make a film? Like it's going to be terrible. The quality is going to be off. So stop motion is a lot more forgiving in that it sort of lets you, play around with it a bit more. You don't have to be like a master of all these different techniques. I could kind of just work it out as I went.
Yeah.
So I originally did it for like just to get into filmmaking a little bit, like an easier way in. Then I really liked it. I liked the effect it had. I've always loved like those sort of Tim Burton movies, like that kind of like clay animation. So I feel like I want to go that route with it. So I feel like now I'm probably always going to have at least partial scenes of stop motion.
I'm so glad to hear that because stop motion is one of my favorite ways to make a film. And you say you used it as an in, but like it's such a hard skill to master, like.
I did discover that after. I thought, oh God, this isn't actually quite as simple. As I had like these 3,000 files of single images, I thought, oh, it's not quite as easy.
Your hard drive must be a nightmare.
Oh, it is. It's like start like when I finish filming and just go through and delete huge reels of photos. And it also kind of reminds me of like old silent films. Like I know they weren't stop motion, it was just like
it has a similar feel to it. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Sort of you're talking like Cabinet of Dr. Caligari levels, like I hear you. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
It does have that sort of feel. And well, I just want to ask next, this is one of the most unique films we had submitted, and I just wanted to ask what were your inspirations when it came to creating something so unique? You mentioned silent films. Was there anything else?
Yeah, so primarily I'm actually an oil painter. That's what I do mostly. And then I started doing filmmaking a few years ago. So my painting practice has always been quite religious based. I'm not religious myself, but I've always had like a deep interest in sort of Catholic imagery and like the grotesque and ideas of suffering. And I sort of like the very theatrical, grandiose, like aesthetics of it as well. And film wise, I love like the silent films like Nosferatu and Caligari.
Yeah.
And I'm a really big fan of filmmakers like Stanley Kubrick and David Lynch. Really love that kind of thing. So it's kind of an amalgamation of all of these different bits, kind of.
When I was watching the film, I guess I was subconsciously picking up on the religious vibes, but now that you've actually said it, it's so clear and obvious. Like, of course it is. Like she's even dressed like a nun. Like the main character.
I kind of have the figure that's in the Sparrows for a Farthing video is actually in quite a few of my paintings as well. It started as a painting, then became a big painting, then became a video, then became woodcuts.
That must be such a haunting painting. Like, it must be terrifying.
It's an odd one.
Because I watched the film and I'm like, that is like a scary image. That's one of the scariest images I've ever seen. Like, it strikes horror into the eyes of me, like. But having a painting of that, oh my god.
It's a big one too. It's quite a 2 meter tall painting. So it's
2 meter tall. Oh my god.
Yeah. You might see this little prophet figure sort of dotted around.
As long as it's not like hanging up in your bedroom, like you don't have to sleep looking at it.
It's in my living room at the moment, actually, so it's not too far away.
No, just when you're relaxing, then just oh yeah, there it is.
I'm kind of used to that, of having like strange paintings and prop pieces like in my bedroom and living room. So turn the lights off and kind of forget that they're there and just sort of catch the light. I need to get storage for this.
You're always used to a good scare every now and again.
Yeah, jump scares don't work with me anymore.
Desensitized, that's what I like to hear. Desensitize yourself.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, would you mind telling me a little more? I know we were just diving into it about the actual prop on the face. Is it a face mask? How did you come up with a look so evoking? Because it's, like I say, striking,
Oh, thank you. So it's actually a little painting about sort of this size. I really like the sort of paintings of icons, like Eastern European particularly. A lot of like yellowy, it's in black and white film, so you can't tell this, but a lot of like yellowy, orangey tones, and then sort of borrowing from Renaissance paintings of like long drawn out noses, deep sunken eyes, sort of very like mournful face. And I had this painting and I sort of thought, it's all right, but it needs to be something else. And then I decided, let's make it into a short film. So I've got like a friend acting in the film, shrouded her in like some long sheets, and sort of wanted to keep this sort of strange, slightly uncanny feeling where like you can see that it is a real body. It isn't just a broomstick with a mask on top. You can see the fingers going, but the face is kind of unchanging.
It's the face that's the unnerving aspect. I think it does remind me of like sort of almost 13th century art, just like you'd see in a church or something. But
exactly,
that's what's so freaky about it. I think there's something to be said about religious iconography in horror films. And I think this is one of our only short films that actually really touches on that subject, but in such a visceral way as well. It's striking, And
I think a lot of church art people sort of expect to be like angels and babies and all very lovely, but it's actually quite violent and
of course,
very depressing, to be honest. It's a lot of very sad people, and even the cute babies, they don't look right. There's something really off.
Yeah, definitely. If you go back to the 13th century period of religious art, like it's when they were painting with I don't know the technique, but they used like egg yolk, didn't they? When they were doing paintings like that, very disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, I love them; they're great, but I wouldn't get much peace from them.
No,
I wouldn't like.
Not something you'd hang in your living room, is what you're saying. I love them as well, but I think definitely I could see the Renaissance influence as well, like moving on. I think that's when the art became a little less disturbing, but still had that sort of vibe,
Yeah, definitely.
But actually, that you touched on something that I actually wanted to ask you about. I wanted to ask about your decision to use black and white opposed to color in the film. Is it just a scarier thing for you? Is it more horrific, or is there any other reason?
It was definitely a conscious decision to stick with black and white. I've gone between black and white and colour in different films. I'm never quite sure which I prefer or if I should merge the two together. I did sort of question it for the Two Sparrows for a Farthing film, because like I said, linking the painting to icons, it was always like orange and yellow tones in the face. And thinking, well, do I want to show that, really link it to this period of time? But then no, for me in the end, I can't give a particularly grand reason for it, but it just looked right with it.
I love black and white photography, and I think it works so well for horror films. The shadows are so striking, and I think it makes you made the right decision. It made the image all the more scary. You know, I want to hide under my covers when I see that. You know?
I thought it was like less distracting to use black and white. If it was colour, there'd be so many things to look at and process, and I really wanted to sort of guide the eye just to these like drawings that are happening in the face. I didn't want too much to be going on.
I think it works better for the stop motion look as well. It does evoke, you know, a nostalgia for the silent films that you were talking about before, definitely.
Yeah, I love that scene in like Nosferatu when he's sort of creeping up the hallway.
When he's going up the stairs and the shadow, that's my... It really freaks me out to this day. I think a big part of why Nosferatu works is that it was black and white and it was silent and it was on that grainy film stock, you know?
Absolutely, yes. I kind of wanted the figure's hand to sort of give some sort of like evocation of that, really.
It'd be great to see you make like a feature of like a Nosferatu style film, actually. Like,
I'd love to.
That would be with like a monster like that. Oh man, I could see it now. It'd be freaky. Speaking of,
wants to put a budget in there, I'd love to.
Well, we know who to contact now.
Yeah, there you go.
But speaking of, have you got anything new in the pipeline? Are you working anything, or has COVID ruined your plans for that a little bit?
Bit of both. Definitely ruined the plans, but I did have something. I was filming something new before lockdown when I was still at uni, and I shot quite a few scenes, and this is like the biggest one I'd done yet. There was quite a lot of prop making. I've actually got some, again, about the creepy things I've got hiding in my bedroom.
Oh, I'm excited.
There's like some different faces.
That is horrifying.
Yeah, 5 of these guys.
Oh my goodness.
That are going to be characters. Kind of this prophet. It's going to be like a funny little story, but it's about these 5 sort of prophet-like figures who are sort of reawakened by a ritual. And I live in Glasgow, and they're sort of going on a pilgrimage around Glasgow to find this holy site. But it's a bit like a farce kind of thing. And I was halfway through filming that, and then COVID struck.
Oh no!
I handed all the equipment back into my uni, and then I graduated, so I can't use it.
So you're just sort of left in a lurch on that. Like...
I've just got like these like 4 scenes just sitting on my laptop, and I'm like, oh, come on, we need to start filming. I've been gathering some equipment, and I think I'm pretty much ready to start now.
So I mean, it'd be great to see. I would love the idea of Glasgow as a backdrop for it as well. What's that graveyard called? A necropolis. That freaks me. It's so freaky. I love it though. It's beautiful in every way. But that's really off topic. You know.
No, it is great. You're right. Yeah, I do love it there. But yeah, hopefully that can start again. It's kind of like the first time I've been outside shooting. The first time I've had more than one actor involved.
I was going to say, do you work with a big team, or is it quite small ones usually?
It's just me, usually. Sparrows for a Farthing film is the first time that I had somebody else act it. Usually it's me, like, quickly darting between camera and in front of...
If you told me that was you under the sheet, I wouldn't have been surprised, you know?
It was a very similarly heighted friend, so no, she had the pleasure of holding a hand like this for like 20 minutes. But yeah, it's be the first time, so it's quite nice working in a big group.
Yeah,
it's a bit more pressure.
I'm no filmmaker, but you know, I bet it would be a lot of responsibility to organise that type of thing.
Yeah, and actually I've managed to get access to a church to film in as well.
Oh no, that's a great news. Oh.
Yeah, so I've shot that bit, so that's really exciting. So.
I can't wait to see it. Where can we follow you if we want to keep a track of your filmmaking?
So on Instagram, you can find me on @HKAArt. Have a website. If you type in my full name, Hannah Absalom, that should come up. And on YouTube, again, type in my name, and my films are on there too. So Instagram's kind of the primary one.
Instagram's the the main
The website
focus.
gets neglected a little bit, so I'd go to the Instagram.
Well, I'm so excited to see what you've got in the future, and thank you so much for submitting your film, and I hope we get to talk again soon. All right, thank you for
Definitely, yeah. Thank you for showing the film. I'm excited
we're excited to show it, and thank you again, Hannah. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.